if making a few extra payments a year and you can cut your loan term by half, for a lot of people that's meaningful and that's totally worth it.
I think one thing people underestimate is the amount of interest that they pay on a home loan.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Sometimes you're paying twice the price of the house by the time the 30-year mortgage is up.
Yep.
Did you know you paid $1 million for your $500,000 house? Like, if you did that math, would that really look that great? Hey, my name is Chris Browning.
And I'm Paco de Leon.
And welcome to Our 2 Cents, where we dive into the money topics that everyone is talking about. So, the question I have for you here. Paying off your mortgage early, is it a smart decision or is it really just a waste of money and you should do something else with that? Paco, do you think it's a good idea to pay it off early? Is there any benefit to that? Or you're like, no, you got to do some math before you make this decision?
I think you have to do some math before you make that decision. And also, I feel like you're asking me about kids and I don't have kids because I don't have a mortgage. So just like from a pure mathematical, financial brass tacks perspective, I think it depends on the interest rate. So if you have an incredibly low interest rate and you can go and, invest that extra money that you would be putting towards payment and, make more in the market, then to me, I like that option better.
Ooh. First thing I got to say is, hey, you know what, team can't afford a house. Boom, right there. There we go. Yeah, it's a tough question to answer when you've never been able to buy a house and afford one. But, I have seen some people make good arguments for paying off a mortgage early. Like, I know it is like a math question, especially like if you got one of those like great interest rates where you're paying like 2%, it's kind of hard to tell someone to pay that off early when it's like so many other things are much more expensive than that. But I think whenever I feel like we're in a time of uncertainty and you feel stressed, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of layoffs you're seeing in the news. And there's a certain security I know that comes from having a paid off home. Have I experienced that security? No. But I do know from people who I know who have homes that have paid them off, like it's like nice that I'd have that expense, right? Like if you were to lose your job, housing is going to be your biggest expense. And if you're in a situation where, you're just paying property tax at this point, have your big mortgage looming over you, that takes a lot of pressure off. Now, it's easier said than done, right? I can't be like, everyone go pay off your mortgages and then tomorrow they'll be paid off. Like, no, that's still a lot of extra money you've had to feed into this. And you have to have the extra money to do it. But I think there are some situations, some cases where it does make sense and it does provide that emotional relief.
Sure.
Which sometimes is bigger than the math of the situation.
Yeah, I think it all boils down to like safety and security as well. And if making a few extra payments a year and you can cut your loan term by half, for a lot of people that's meaningful and that's totally worth it, and it's not worth the extra bips or return they're going to get investing in the market.
And I think one thing people underestimate is the amount of interest that they pay on a home loan.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Sometimes you're paying twice the price of the house by the time the 30-year mortgage is up.
Yep.
And people don't account for that. People are like, oh, my house is a great investment. It's like, well, did you know you paid $1 million for your $500,000 house? Like, if you did that math, would that really look that great?
Exactly.
Probably not if you're thinking of it as an investment. So, sometimes paying those extra payments to get your mortgage down faster, even if you have a pretty decent interest rate, could be like tens of thousands of dollars in savings. Like, it's kind of hard to feel it, right? Because it's like kind of baked into your payment, so you don't really notice it in that way. But in reality, you would be saving yourself a lot of money.
I would say the whole mortgage, primary house as an investment, whole situation thing to me is a really fascinating way that we even operate and think here in the States. But maybe that's another conversation for another time.
Yeah, we'll have to weave that into another topic here. But yeah, I think I'm thinking with you. I like the idea of doing the math. But if you're in a position where it makes sense and you have the extra money and you can make that extra payment, I think there's some relief that can come from that, especially if you feel like you're in an industry that might be, a little iffy on what's going on with your job long term.
That's true. All right, I think you've convinced me.
Oh, look at that! I think I've won one debate. That's about it. That's all I've got for the day. Hey, so thanks for joining us here on Our 2 Cents.
And don't forget to hit us up in the comments with your 2 cents.
Yeah, and also leave us a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel.